She's at a place in her life where peace is a priority and negativity cannot exist. She's no longer matching energy. She's simply removing herself from any situation that doesn't vibrate her soul. So if you start moving funny, she's moving on.
What's up, my Fina love? Sisters Fina D coming to you all from Vina Tima News.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Most of you are aware that I'm from West Africa, Liberia, and I'm a survivor of the Liberia Civil War. That civil war claimed over 200,000 lives. I witnessed every gruesome thing you could imagine as a kid. My family and I walked over dead bodies, and I'm not going to go into details and just put it out there and ruin your day and also risk getting this video blocked. So everything I'm witnessing right now, although I'm not in it, I'm not in that country, I've lived it. The bombing, the destruction, the everything. I have seen it with my own eyes because I've lived it. So when you don't see me posting videos about serious topics and I'm over here posting different videos and laughing and all of that, it's not that I don't care. I do care. But every single time that I have attempted to post a video on this topic or a serious topic, every single one of my videos either get blocked or flagged. I did post a lot of content during the Black Lives Matter and all of that, and every single one of them were flagged. And one of them, I think one or two of those videos were blocked, okay? Because you have to be careful on what you say, the images you use, and all of that for YouTube to not block your serious content. So I might in the future, when I do have the time, start a channel where I report, serious news and things like that, and then keep this channel for my Real Housewives of Atlanta content, fun content and things like that. So I'm going to attempt to do this video in a way where I watch what I say and how I say it so that YouTube doesn't flag or block this video. Now, most of you are aware of Akila. She was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15. She's the friend of Kenya Moore. She and Kenya Moore met because their daughters are best friends and they attend the same school. Okay, you saw her in a few episodes supporting Kenya. And so Akila country right now is under attack. There's a war going on. I have some information on the screen, but I am aware that earlier this month, Israel was attacked. I'm not going to say the name of the group, but it's on the screen. You can put me on pause and read everything for yourself. Even though they were attacked, and that attack led to innocent people, families, children, and then soldiers and all of that, people losing their lives. This has been an ongoing issue for years between Israel and the Palestine. Okay, so there's a long history there. I'm not here to point fingers or do any of that. That's why I have certain information on the screen. You can read through it, or you can go ahead and do your own research, because I do want to get to what Akila had to say, because this video is for her. But I am aware I said her country is under attack, but I also had to list how it all started, who started recently, okay? But it's a long history of the back and forth. The sad part is the innocent people get caught up in all of the mess. The same way how my family and I were caught up in all of the mess. And I lost a lot of people from my family during the civil war in my country. So that's the sad part in all of this, are the innocent lives that I lost. She wrote, as you all become more exposed to the hardship of the Middle East, please keep your hearts and thoughts clean. Please do not allow this to cause prejudice, opinion, or actions towards Palestinians or Jewish communities. We've come so far as a society. Please don't allow hate to settle in your hearts for either group of people. The gruesome content you've seen is not a reflection of either group. The phrase, go ahead and read it. It's not that I can't or don't want to say it. I just know that YouTube is flagging certain words and I really want this video to stay up. So please hang in there with me and don't come for me. I did not have to do this video, but I'm just letting you all know that I see what's going on. I care, and I'm praying for everybody and praying for a peaceful resolution eventually, because it is just so sad and terrible to witness. The phrase free, go ahead and read the rest, wasn't created to invoke violence or hate. It was created in effort to gain basic human rights for Palestinians. Palestinians are not represented by any violent radical group. Please also understand the majority of the Jewish community do not support the oppression of Palestinians. This is a global humanitarian rights conversation that is long overdue. We have to hold the preservation of humanity at the center, regardless of class, race, religion, and origin. If we spread our effort worldwide and not shy away from the conversation, we can simultaneously give hope to other groups of people facing some of the same horrors we've seen over the past few days or 76 years. That the world does care. Nobody wants to be on the wrong side of history, but as long as we all stand with humanity, we will always be on the right side. We are an evolving people. We can end the cycle the moment we as a global society decide enough is enough. We are witnessing this shift in history in real time, which optimistically means we have room for acknowledgement and growth. We can be the generation that shifts the world for the better. The actions of any hate group is not a reflection of the people. The loss of innocent lives is never acceptable. The casualty of one innocent life is one too many. She continued, some of us have direct ties to one side of the other, while others are trying to self-educate to become more aware. I'm thankful and appreciative to the many people that are taking the time to gain understanding about what is happening. Go ahead and read the rest. She's asking for solidarity and basically asking, for peace and love and all of that. So I'm absolutely praying for Akilah and her family, especially those family members who are stuck in the middle of all of this. She said, don't call it a war. So I'm going to make sure that I don't do that. Kenya Moore wrote, this is truly heartbreaking and I wish I could erase your pain. You are so strong and loving and your intentions are pure. Muhammad died defending others and his actions were not in vain. May God cover your family. Praying for this war, killing, and hatred to end, sister. Now, the second part of Kenya Moore response is based on a video that she posted. I'm going to post that video in the end, but right now I'm going to post another video where she's providing more history. Knowledge is power, so let's get into it. Now, there's some parts of that video where I'm going to mute what she's saying in the background because she does have music in some parts of the video, and for copyright reasons I cannot play those parts. So I would just go ahead and remove those parts and maybe come back and explain what she was talking about.
When the Black Lives Matter movement took the world by storm, Arabs participated on the right side of history because they know what it feels to be oppressed. They know what it feels to be segregated. They stood in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter side of the protest. So much so that if you go to the Middle East, Palestine specifically, there is a mural of George Floyd on the Palestinian side of the wall that separates the Palestinians and the Israelis. There's another mural that is on the wall that separates Israel in Gaza. The reason they call it an open-air prison is because there's no way out. The occupied land is under Israeli law. Part of that law, they enforce to not have no more than about 20% Palestinian population. It's also why so much of the Palestinian population is in Gaza. That helps maintain the Israeli population as the majority. This is why the late, great Nelson Mandela stood in solidarity with Palestine.
Today, we do pledge solidarity with the Palestinians.
Palestinians have no rights, none. The only right they really have is the right to leave and never return. But that doesn't hold true for Gaza. So the people in Gaza aren't actually allowed to leave. And if they do leave, think of it like a house arrest situation where they're basically being monitored the whole time. They have like a time frame that they're allowed to be outside the gates of Gaza, and they will always have to return to Gaza. There's about 150 Israeli settlements. Palestinians are not allowed in any of them. You are not allowed to go. I'm going to plug in a chart for you to actually see what the law of the land looks like. You are born and raised in Palestine as a Palestinian. You are still considered a refugee. But if you are of the Jewish faith, anywhere in the world, you can move to this occupied state and you would be viewed as you've returned home. That's not the crazy part. This is the crazy part. The moment that they decide it is no longer sustainable for a Palestinian to occupy that home, they will kick you out and give your home away. You are allowed to walk in their house and kick them out. Not even joking. Walk in, kick them out. It's now your home. There's nothing the Palestinians can do about it. You can Google it. I actually encourage you to do your own research, do your own homework, and do it unbiasedly. You know what I mean? Like, get the facts of both sides. Listen, I am not your morality police. I am not trying to guide your moral compass. That's between you and the God you pray to. Nothing to do with me. It's okay to admit that you're wrong. It's okay to admit that you were misinformed. It's okay to admit that you were uneducated on the severity of the situation. I fully trust my moral compass. I am rooted in the ground, and I know my empathy levels. I know my compassion levels. I know that I cannot in any conscience reality not speak out on a group of people that are being like exterminated. And please stop calling this a war. It's not a war. Literally an ethnic wipeout. I say all this to say that I am fully and willing to stand on what I believe in when I know that it's morally right. Even if I'm alone, I'm cool with it because I know that this is the right side of history. I know that without a doubt. It is perfectly understandable that the Palestinian people want to live on their indigenous land without dehumanization and segregation. Completely understandable. Like, we can understand that.
In conclusion, here's a beautiful photo of my mom with her family in Palestine. Next is the video that led to Kenya Moore comment where she wrote Muhammad died defending others and his actions were not in vain. So let's get into that video.
So I just want to get on here and talk about a young man who was a close friend of my family's, and he was murdered. His funeral was this morning, and it's really sad. He was only 17 years old. His name is Muhammad. He was killed in the West Bank, and he was trying to defend and protect teachers. Now, these teachers, they're not terrorists. They did nothing wrong. The teachers were originally from Gaza. They lived in the West Bank. And the Israeli military came to arrest, kill them for just being from Gaza. So this young man, I'm trying to help them, and he was shot and killed. He's just one of many, to be honest, but it's just really unfortunate and really sad. It's, my family is in the West Bank, and when I first heard this story, I was honestly scared that it was one of my cousins. My aunt lives there, my mom's younger sister, and she lives there with 6 of her kids. And it's been hard. It's been hard. It's been heavy. Can't eat, can't sleep, can't stop crying. But this young man was a best friend. He was my cousin's best friend. They were friends their entire lives, and it makes me really sad because as much as I want to tag my family and tell their stories, and I can't because it scares them. They're scared. They're scared to put themselves on a platform, and because technically that the military there will think that they're being complacent with being resistant, and so I can't even tag them. I can't even really say their names or post much about them, because if I do, it could get them into a lot of trouble. It could put them in danger, because this military, they come into their homes, they search their phones. I honestly don't even like them following me or me following them, because I know I'm speaking out about everything that they're experiencing, and I'm trying to tell their stories, and I'm trying to speak up for them, but it's really hard. It's really hard being here and knowing that they're there, and knowing that I can't do anything for them. I can't do anything for the Palestinian people. But I wanted to get on here and show my respect for the young man, Muhammad. And I just wanted to tell a story and hopefully just get people to see that what's happening right now it's really wrong.
لا والله كنت القرى وهنا بنقول صغير كنت على السيارة لا يوقع لا كنت له إياه
قلت له الكورة؟
لا لسه بطبل لا بمسح السرور فأنا شلته من أخوي ودخلت جوا الدار بعدين حملته وديته حضر الناس جرينا في كمان واحد اسمه صالح القرآن راسه كله طلع مخه طلع بعد كيف لما قعد والله ما هي حياة ولا حاجة.
I am praying for Akila and her family. I'm praying for everyone, all of the innocent people stuck in this situation. I'm praying for all of you. And I mentioned my story not to make it about me, but just to let those people who are new here know that I've lived it. I've survived not knowing if you're going to live towards the next day, having to walk over thousands and hundreds of dead bodies on the street, people being murdered next to you. You don't know if you're going to be next, being on the verge of death due to starvation. I have witnessed some gruesome things, bombs being dropped and you're not knowing if the house you're sleeping in is going to have a bomb drop on it that night, that day. I have seen it all, and seeing these videos have just brought back all of those memories of those things that I experienced and that I've put in the back of my head for a long time. So trust me, I've been crying, I've been praying, because when you have lived something like that and survived it, it's not something you want to remember, even though you do remember and it's there. So I pray for them. I understand the fear, because like I said, I was once a little girl, just like that little boy, living in fear and not knowing if we were going to survive. And it's only by the grace and mercy of God. And so I'm praying for everybody, and I'm praying for a peaceful resolution. Akila, thank you so much for sharing your story. I was limited on how much I could talk about because of YouTube being very sensitive. And I will be shocked if this video even get posted without being flagged, because I did use some words and languages that they do not tolerate. But we shall see. Thank you all for the love and support, and take care. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.